Hello everybody, and welcome to this last lesson on creativity techniques. So for the last lesson I thought it might be fun to look at a commonly used phrase in creativity, which is thinking outside of the box, and explore the meaning of thinking outside of the box. So I'm afraid a lot of people have a very significant misapprehension about where the term originates. So a lot of people think it's from this sort of 9-dot grid where you have to fill in the 9 dots with only 4 lines. And the solution is to have a few of the lines going outside of the box. So a lot of people imagine that's what thinking outside of the box means, or where it originates. But in actuality, the term comes from a Gestalt psychologist researcher in the 1940s, a chap by the name of Karl Duncker. So Karl Duncker was a Gestalt psychologist, as I said, and Gestalt psychology explores the way we look at the world, how we perceive things, how we understand reality, how we frame problems and things like that. I'm a big fan of Gestalt psychology. I'm a big champion of the notions inherent in Gestalt psychology. I've been studying the ideas that they've had for about 20 years. The founder of the area, Max Wertheimer, people like Karl Kafka, Kurt Lewin, Wolfgang Kohler, people like that I think should be on everybody's, the tip of everybody's tongue. They should be much more famous. Their insights into how we think, how we perceive, how we solve problems, how we understand reality are foundational to modern understanding of how we think and creativity and things like that. So as I said, Karl Duncker developed an experiment in the 1940s to explore something about problem solving. He was of German origin and worked with all of the names I've mentioned, but in Clark University in Massachusetts, where he did these experiments. What he did was he laid out on a table, it's a picture here of a box of tacks, a candle and some matchbook rather, and he said, can you attach the candle to the wall only using the materials given and light the candle? So people got the thumbtacks and tried to shove the thumbtacks through the candle and stick it onto the wall like that, and were unsuccessful and tried to burn the candle, the bottom of the base of the candle using the matches and then stick it on that way. That didn't work at all either though. The key solution, the key insight, the key innovation to this was quite simply, there's a box of thumbtacks. Take the thumbtacks out of the box, pin the box to the wall and stick the candle in the box and then light it. So thinking outside of the box comes from that term, to use the box and to use all of the materials available to you to solve a problem. The problem with a lot of people when they solve problems is they decide some things are within the context of the problem and other materials are not within the consideration or context of the problem. To just try and solve a problem as holistically as possible, you should use all the materials you're given. So if it's a container, if it's a box, if it's whatever, that might be useful to solve the problem as well. So don't rule anything out just because it isn't typically used to solve the problem. The fictional expert and hero in this area would be Angus Macgyver. So there was a TV show in the 80s and 90s called Macgyver, starring Richard Dean Anderson. And each week Macgyver would defuse a bomb or solve a problem using any sorts of raw materials available to him. He always had a Swiss army knife with him, and he had duct tape and things like that. But with the chewing gum wrapper and a paper clip, he could normally defuse a bomb or build a bomb or things like that. I have to say about Macgyver, it was a great show, and the science that was used when they did do his excellent escapes, his Macgyverisms as they're called, it was almost always based on very good and reasonable science. So I think we all need to embrace the little Macgyver within us all. We all need to think outside the box in that way, that we take any materials available, including the box, and use the box to solve problems or be creative and things like that. So thank you very much for paying attention to these 12 lessons on creativity. I hope you've learned something. I certainly have had a good time doing this. Thank you very much.